What if your favorite tourist spot looked nothing like you remember? These side-by-side photos reveal jaw-dropping transformations of iconic American attractions. Let's dive in. Yosemite Valley, California. Famous for granite cliffs and ancient sequoias, Yosemite became a national park in 1890. It gained traction after President Roosevelt's 1903 visit. The park now welcomes over 4 million visitors annually, offering hiking, stargazing, and climbing across 1,200 square miles of natural splendor in the Sierra Nevada. Alcatraz Island, California. Alcatraz evolved from military fortress to notorious prison, housing criminals like Al Capone from 1934 to 1963. Its closure due to high costs didn't end its fame. Now a popular tourist attraction, Alcatraz draws thousands daily and even hosts the Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon, which starts with a swim from the island. Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. Once thought impossible, San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge opened in 1937 after 4 years of daring construction. It held the title of the world's longest suspension bridge and now draws over 10 million annual visitors. Its rust-red towers remain one of America's most photographed landmarks and a feat of 20th century engineering. Taos Pueblo. Standing for nearly a millennium, Taos Pueblo is a living Native American village in New Mexico. Built from adobe between 1000 and 1450, it remains a cultural and spiritual hub. About 150 people live there year-round, without electricity or running water, preserving centuries-old traditions to this day. Independence Hall. Built. In 1753 as Pennsylvania State House, Independence Hall witnessed the signing of the Declaration and Constitution. Today, it's the centerpiece of a historic park in Philadelphia, drawing over 4 million annual visitors who explore America's revolutionary roots through preserved rooms and artifacts. Vieux Carré Historic District, New Orleans. Established in 1734, the Vieux Carré, also known as the French Quarter, is the heart of Old New Orleans. Once the entire city, it's now famed for Bourbon Street revelry. Yet beneath the party vibe lies a rich legacy of Creole culture, pirate legends, voodoo lore, and the birthplace of some of America's best cuisine. Gateway Arch. Finished in 1965, the Gateway Arch honors Thomas Jefferson and America's westward expansion. Rising 630 feet over St. Louis, it's still the tallest monument in the U.S. Visitors today can ride to the top, explore the museum beneath, and reflect on the pioneers, rebels, and trailblazers it commemorates. Hollywood Sign. Originally erected in 1923 as an ad for Hollywoodland, the sign outlasted its real estate roots to become the world's most famous entertainment symbol. Now perched in Griffith Park, the Hollywood sign attracts millions of dreamers and hikers every year, representing the glitz and grind of Tinseltown. Empire State Building, New York. Completed in 1931 in just over a year, the Empire State Building soared to global fame as the tallest structure of its time. Though early years saw low occupancy, tourism boomed by the 1950s. Today, more than 4 million visit annually to marvel at Manhattan from its iconic 86th and 102nd floor observatories. Coney Island, New York. In the early 1900s, Coney Island was New York's seaside escape, bursting with amusements like Luna Park and a new boardwalk by the 1920s. Though fires closed Luna Park in 1944, the area still buzzes today with nostalgic rides like Dino's Wonder Wheel and iconic eats from Nathan's, keeping the magic alive by the Atlantic. Adler Planetarium. Opened in 1930, Adler was the first planetarium in the Western Hemisphere. Led by Maud Benno from 1937 to 1945, it broke ground as one of the first women-led science museums. Today, Adler draws about 500,000 visitors yearly, constantly updating exhibits and outreach to inspire new generations of stargazers. Grand Canyon, Arizona. Declared a forest reserve in 1893, The Grand Canyon's majestic scale and ancient rock layers captivated early visitors. Today, over 5 million tourists come each year. Despite commercial development proposals, the Navajo Nation rejected expansion in 2017 to preserve the canyon's cultural and environmental integrity. Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, California. Opened in 1907, the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk began as a coastal dream built by Fred Swanton. Now California's oldest amusement park, it hosts over 40 attractions and beloved annual events. While some traditions like Easter egg hunts faded, the clam chowder cook-off and seaside thrills still draw generations year after year. Central Park, New York. Opened in 1858, Central Park became America's first landscape public park. By the 1860s, millions came to skate, row, and enjoy concerts. The zoo opened in 1871, drawing even more families. Today, it's a green refuge amid Manhattan's rush, with over 26,000 trees, 9,000 benches, and 42 million visitors each year. Walt Disney World Resort, Florida. Walt Disney World opened in 1971 with 6 themed lands and big dreams. Though Walt himself didn't live to see it, the resort now spans 25,000 acres, twice Manhattan's size. Welcoming 50 million yearly, it's the world's most visited vacation resort, packed with rides, shows, and magic for fans of all ages. Grand Central Terminal, New York. By 1900, Grand Central had doubled in size to handle booming train travel. Once just a depot, it became a full terminal and architectural marvel. Today, it hosts not just commuters, but food halls, shops, and a winter holiday fair. A symbol of New York's hustle, it's still a grand meeting point for millions. Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Originally a 1900s hub for Italian fishermen, the wharf became famous for selling fresh catch right off the boats. Food stalls soon followed, growing into today's bustling tourist spot. With attractions like Pier 39 and its sea lions, it now welcomes up to 12 million visitors a year and is a true city staple. Space Needle, inspired by a German broadcast tower, Seattle's Space Needle was built for the 1962 World's Fair and completed in just 8 months. Once a futuristic marvel, today it remains the Pacific Northwest's top attraction with a 520-foot-high observation deck offering sweeping views of Seattle and beyond. Grand Canyon, Arizona. Designated a national park in 1919, the Grand Canyon drew 44,000 visitors its first year. Spanning 277 miles long and a mile deep, it's home to hundreds of bird species and dramatic scenery. Today, over 6 million come annually to hike, ride shuttles, or view the canyon from above by helicopter or skywalk. Vizcaya, Florida. James Deering built Vizcaya in 1914 as a lavish winter retreat styled after European villas. After his death, it passed to his family, then became a public museum. Today, Vizcaya is a beloved Miami landmark, hosting weddings and quinceañera photo shoots amid its preserved gardens and Renaissance architecture. 16th Street Baptist Church. Birmingham's first black church, 16th Street Baptist became a rallying point during the Civil Rights Movement. In 1963, a bombing killed 4 girls, shocking the nation. Today, it stands as a historic landmark and active church, offering tours to over 100,000 visitors annually in the Civil Rights District. Hoover Dam. Completed in 1936, Hoover Dam was once the world's tallest, built with the help of thousands living in Boulder City. It tamed the Colorado River and fueled the West's growth. Today, it remains an engineering marvel, drawing over 7 million visitors each year to the Arizona-Nevada border near Las Vegas. The Belle of Louisville. Launched in 1914 as Idlewild, this steamboat hauled cargo and passengers along major U.S. rivers. Renamed in the 1960s, she joined the first Great Steamboat Race. Now the oldest operating steamboat of her kind, The Belle offers cruises, charters, and festive Derby Week rides from Louisville's waterfront. Beale Street Historic District. Once the heart of Black Memphis, Beale Street thrived with clubs, shops, and culture. It gave rise to the Memphis Blues and hosted figures like Ida B. Wells. Today, it's one of Tennessee's top tourist spots, home to bars, live music, and the annual Beale Street Music Festival, celebrating its rich legacy. Pikes Peak. Once home to the Ute tribe and Clovis culture, Pikes Peak was first spotted by explorers after the Louisiana Purchase. Lieutenant Pike failed to summit in November, but Edwin James succeeded in 1820. Now the most visited mountain in North America, it hosts hiking, biking, events, and a summit restaurant for hundreds of thousands each year. Old Faithful ... Discovered in 1870, Old Faithful earned its name for frequent eruptions roughly every 74 minutes. One of Yellowstone's 6 predictable geysers, it delights over 4 million visitors annually. Peak season runs June to September, when crowds gather to witness this iconic natural spectacle in the nation's first national park. The Old Cape Henry Lighthouse. Built in 1792 as the first federally funded public works project, the Old Cape Henry Lighthouse guided ships into Chesapeake Bay until 1881. When replaced by a second lighthouse nearby, it became a daylight marker. Today, visitors can tour the historic lighthouse seasonally, preserving a vital piece of early American history.